Joining me now for more on this from Kyiv is Sergei ЛЕЩЕНКO. He's an advisor to President Zelensky's chief of staff. It's good to see you again. Thanks for coming in. Let's start with what Claire and I were just talking about, which is Vladimir Putin meeting today with China's top diplomat. The Wall Street Journal reporting that President Xi is planning to go to Moscow to meet with Putin in the next few months. What is your view on that relationship between Russia and China and what it means for the war that you're fighting right now?
Ukraine looking for a strong coalition to support Ukraine in this war, which started a year ago. And of course, we expect to see China on our side. That is why we're looking forward to see what is their proposal for the world. We have some rumors that China is going to prepare some proposal. But first of all, this proposal should be based on Ukrainian interest because Ukraine it was attacked a year ago by Russia in this war, which has a huge impact on the global economy, on the situation in Europe, and I believe Ukraine wants to be supported by China as well.
You know, the Chinese Foreign Ministry responded today to NATO's concerns that China might be preparing to send or planning to send lethal support to Russia. And I want to read for you what the Chinese Foreign Ministry said about this. It says China urges NATO, quote, to stop smearing China with unfounded speculation on Ukraine, abandon the old Cold War mentality of zero-sum game and block confrontation, and stop fomenting confrontation. What do you say to that?
I can only say that in this situation in the world, China also have, feel an impact of this war. And I believe it's in the interest of China as well to let Ukraine win, because this attack against Ukraine, it has no reason on the ground. It was done just only direct act of aggression. And China, one of the guarantees of Ukraine after Budapest Memorandum in 1994. That is why we believe in Ukraine that China has the role here to stand with Ukraine. I believe it would be the best for global security, for China, for Ukraine, for everyone, because Ukraine is on the right side of history now in this situation. And Russia is the enemy of Ukraine, which attacks Ukraine without any reasons to do so. That is why, again, we will see what China proposed, but for China, it's in the interest of China to stand with Ukraine, I believe.
Does it concern you, though, in saying that, does it concern you when you hear that Xi Jinping is planning to make another trip to Moscow, that you hear, when the President Putin is meeting with China's top diplomat, he's saying, like, say hello to my friend Xi Jinping. Does that relationship concern you of what it could mean for Ukraine?
Ukraine is always welcome international community guests to come to Kyiv and to see what's happened here on the ground, to visit Bucha, Borodyanka, Gostomel, these well-known all over the world cities attacked by Russia, occupied by Russia when they started massacre here just a few weeks after the occupation started. So we always would like to see our international partners to be witness of what's happened here. And if Chinese leader decides to travel somewhere, we are almost welcome him to stay on the ground and to see by his own eyes what's going on in this war.
Do you know if there are any plans for Xi Jinping or anyone with the Chinese Foreign Ministry to come visit Ukraine anytime soon?
I cannot say it because it's the agenda, but Ukraine is open for the world, for the global community to have the people on the ground. It's very important to see, and, U.S. President was in Kyiv, U.S. President demonstrated his bravery, U.S. and made this, I believe, historical trip comparing with what happened in Berlin when John F. Kennedy was in Berlin in the 60s. That is why I believe for global community it's important to be in Ukraine in these days and to support Ukraine even by presence on the ground. And I believe for Chinese leadership it also would be a crucial moment to see the consequences of the war for the global situation and also for Ukrainians. To stand with Ukraine, it's important these days.
Joe Biden's about to depart to return back to the United States after his big visit. That surprise visit to Kyiv this week. What does it mean for Ukraine as we're approaching this one-year mark of the Russian invasion of Ukraine?
As I told, it's historical visit, and also it's very symbolic. To be in Kiev these days, it's not safe. We have no clue what Russian dictator gonna do next few days against us again and again. He attacks Ukrainian territory. Yesterday, he killed 5 civilians by shelling Kherson, a newly liberated regional center of Ukraine, just because he hates Ukrainians. Yesterday, he had address to his legislators, saying that Ukraine does not exist. Ukraine has no right to exist as an independent country. He started to mention myth and conspiracy theories from 19th century, saying that Ukraine is artificially created. The same he said to American President George Bush Jr. on the Bucharest summit of NATO like 15 years ago. So his mindset toward Ukraine is not changed. He hates Ukraine. He does not let Ukraine to exist at all. And this war, which again started a year ago, this is just the continuation of his policy toward Ukraine he had from the beginning of his leadership in Russia. That is why Ukraine should win this war as soon as possible. It is in global interest, not only in the interest of Ukrainians. And to providing weapons and financial support to Ukraine, it's investment in the future of global security. I believe without victory of Ukraine, it's impossible to imagine global security in upcoming years.
That was very much in line with the message that we did hear from President Biden when he was speaking in Warsaw in that big speech yesterday. Sergei Leshenko, thank you for your time as always. Appreciate it.
You're interested, Ukraine.
Thank you.